Hi and welcome to another live with Mama Couture. We're going live today with Arushi Agarwal, a lactation consultant and expert, and we're looking forward to her joining us. We're just waiting for her to join in. I think she's got uh, the sign. Okay, so she's basically a lot of questions have been coming in to us about lactation and experts' advice on lactation, and a lot of discussion around diet, food, weight loss, breastfeeding, and the correct way to do it, and what are the ways that we would like to encourage, and what are the better ways to do it, and things like that. So we just wanted to do that, and we just have Arushi joining us in just 1 second. Hi, Arushi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, very well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, yes, I can. Is there a break? Is there a lag?
No, there was, but I think now it's good, right? I guess.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah,
audible? Am I
yeah.
audible?
I have you proper. Yes, you're bilkul on time. But I was just thinking if I was a bit on the outside, so yeah, okay.
No, no, no. All well at your end too.
Okay, wonderful. So let's get started. Thank you so much, Arushi, for joining us today. I was just giving a very quick introduction for about yourself and your expertise in this area of lactation, breastfeeding. But over to you to please give us a quick introduction about yourself, and then we can start with the
Yeah. So
questions, I guess.
firstly, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so happy to be here with you. So, quickly about me, I first started out as a mother, and my own struggles got me passionate about the cause, and I realized that there isn't much help in this area, and I am in Jaipur, so being a tier two city, there was absolutely no help,
Okay.
and that's when I realized that this is a lag in our system, and I saw a lot of
Yeah.
mothers giving up, my
Yeah.
own friends and peers, because they were not guided
Yeah.
well, and that's when I decided to take it up professionally. And so
Okay.
here I am.
Yeah.
I'm in this for 2.5 years, an internationally recognized lactation consultant,
Right.
loving what I'm
Lovely.
doing, and that's how it brings me to you. So yeah.
Lovely, lovely. I just love your introduction, starting from a mom, then getting your specialization and still loving what you're doing and actually solving a problem, realizing in tier two. And I think the start is never, you just don't know when you're going to start and where you're going to start. But I guess you're
Yeah,
from Delhi, like you said,
yeah,
and now you went to Jaipur, you had experience there. Maybe if you were in Delhi, you wouldn't have had that experience and, so close up. And that's amazing. That's really nice. That's lovely. Okay, wonderful. So, so we would actually just open this up to a lot of questions that we've had from our audience already. So
right,
and we've kind of put this together in a package of a couple of questions that we can lead our conversation, and then we can get to the other question that we've received so far. Okay, is
right.
that's okay, right? Okay. So one of the first things that we've come around is that there are a lot of myths around what to eat, what not to eat. One is that during breastfeeding, and one is leading up to breastfeeding. So can you probably give us a little, is there a breakup to that, or is it just as you deliver, you handed the baby, and what happens after that? Like the magic.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so even though I am from this generation, I also believe in what the old school and the old wives
Yeah,
tales, that when you
yeah,
give birth, it's like a rebirth to your body also. So even
right.
the mother's body goes through a very delicate process of delivering,
Yeah,
so all that the mother is given just after birth, as per the old culture, it varies from every part of the country, is very essential for them, because they need
okay.
extra stamina, they need that healing time, and that's why
Yeah,
in our culture we have that 40 days of japa, what
yeah,
we call, where mother is,
yeah,
a little, she's confined to a little area or a room or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
So yes, so firstly, eating right is very, very important for the mother first, and then
yeah.
yes, secondly for the child also, because what you eat does go into the milk. So I'm not
Right.
saying that if you're eating like a burger, that your child will get a burger's milk. No, it doesn't work like that. Of course not. The major macro components like fat, protein, carbs remain the same, but the profile of the fat changes,
Right.
right? So
Right.
that's
So it's very
why.
important to watch what you're eating. Yeah.
Yes, and your child can be allergic to some components in the food. So that's
Okay.
why it is important to really be, wary of what you're
Yeah.
eating. You can't just eat anything that's coming your way.
Anything. Yeah.
But it's a gradual process. That doesn't mean that, if you've delivered now, you can't eat anything good and whatever, or
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
have cheat
Yeah.
days. But
Yeah.
the idea is to take it gradually. So
Gradually.
your body also adapts to all that you're eating, and so does your child. So it's a matter of just some time, and
Hmm.
eating right is very important for the mothers first, for
Mother.
their
Hmm.
health, and
Yeah.
then for the baby. So you have to eat
Yeah.
right for yourself first, for your
Yeah.
own health and nutrition.
Exactly. And just leading on that question, we get a lot of, I would say, queries or concerns from mothers that, we've started breastfeeding, but no one tells us. They just give us a do not list. They give us what not to do. They don't tell us what we can do. Where is the enjoyment? Where is the pleasure? Where do we find all the parts that are supposed to be pleasurable, enjoyable? How do we make this good for us? So can you tell us what are the like you said, cheat days, which is what got me to that. That how do they cheat and excite them and motivate themselves? How can one do that?
So, when I say cheat days, I mean, it depends. Like, I was a tea person, and I'm a total tea lover. So, a cup of tea was something where I would call it my
Hmm.
cheating time or my me time.
Oh,
That's one thing I did
okay.
not, like let go of. So,
Okay.
and there are mothers who like a coffee. So, it's
Hmm.
said, so the intake has to be limited. It's not a
Limited.
complete
Hmm.
no. Some
Yeah.
mothers, like, I tell them to have a piece of chocolate just in case,
Hmm.
that cheers them up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
things like these, you can easily go ahead and do it. And you don't always have to make that food which is not good for your palate, which you
Hmm.
don't enjoy
Yeah.
eating. Because
Yeah.
coconut and nuts and all these things are really, really good for your health. And
Hmm.
now we
Hmm.
have really good mixes, available in the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
also yum, and at the same time, you don't feel you're being punished. So, you can
Yeah.
find your ways out of it and,
Yeah.
figure out, because
Okay.
if you're not enjoying, if you're not happy, you can't
Hmm.
pass it on to your child. So, it's very
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
for you to be
Yeah.
also be happy, and you can always cut corners and figure out ways in a way that makes you feel good, but at the same time, you're not going overboard at the cost of our
Right.
body. So that's
Right.
what's
Right.
important.
Very nice. Very nice. Absolutely. I think that's so important for women to hear that, it's all in their control. It's all as per
Yeah.
their terms and conditions. And everything just has to, find a limit and a balance. And that's what is very important at that stage. It's anyway so overwhelming. I think that was the toughest period in my life after the delivery. Like I say, the dance starts only then.
Yeah.
And it's like no one can prep you for your fourth trimester. And that is, I think, where the entire training of anybody, if anybody needs to open any center or institute, is actually the post survival of moms. Baby is anyway going to
Yeah.
be taken care of. It's
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
moms really, that how do we get the moms to survive, say sanity, and bring it back to
Yeah.
normalcy.
And the irony of the situation is that we're least prepared for that phase.
Oh God,
We
yeah,
are most prepared about the pregnancy bit, and
yeah, yeah,
what about the
yeah,
child, but nothing about
yeah.
ourselves. So
Nothing. Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
all comes out as a
Exactly.
surprise that, oh my god, this is
I
what
know.
we
And
signed up for.
yeah, exactly. We sign up for much more than and I think that is why people don't tell you, right?
Yeah.
It is somehow so daunting, and it is actually, there are so many facets to it which are daunting, that's why people say that bolo hi mat, like don't tell anybody, only they'll get to it. Then what are they going to do? They've got the child in their hands. They'll figure it
Yeah.
out themselves, right? And that's what we all do, right? I mean, and
Yeah.
young moms, new moms, I really, really always want to tell them, it's a party when you're pregnant, if as long as a healthy
Yeah.
pregnancy. The dance and the magic starts when you're fourth trimester. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's good to know. Okay, so another question that we have is, what are some most commonly associated allergic foods or allergy-driven foods? Is there something that people can just watch out for in a couple of
Yeah, yeah.
foods?
So
Yeah.
the first thing which will come as a surprise for everyone is milk and milk products, because in India we have this whole, ideology that doodh se doodh banta hai, have a lot of milk to be able to lactate well.
Okay.
But the new research says that cow's milk specifically
Yeah.
makes children very, very gassy, and they are.
Hmm.
So if a child is colic, the first thing we tell them to avoid is all kind of milk and milk products.
Milk.
So that's the first biggest allergen. The others are your
Hmm.
nuts, soy,
Yeah. Okay.
Which can lead to allergy. And some children, so it varies from child to child. Some children are
Yeah.
somehow, because what exactly happens, the science behind is that a particular protein
Yeah.
enters the milk, which then creates irritation in the child's gut. So,
Okay.
so you just have to be watchful, because some children are even allergic to oranges and bananas, which is not a natural, like a common allergy.
Yeah.
But if your
Yeah.
child is showing some kind of symptom when you have introduced a new food, then you should know that, and then avoid
Okay.
eating it to know that was that the culprit, because of
Yes.
which your
Yes.
child was uneasy. So it
Right.
varies, but again, it's dairy is the biggest culprit in the whole process. So make
Got
sure
it.
you're only having a limited quantity and not drinking
Hmm.
a lot of milk and not focusing too much on milk products, because that will make the
Okay.
child very gassy.
Got it. Got it. I think allergies, I think so many forms of allergies also, right? You just don't know. Sometimes you just want to see a breakout, but it's not just breakout. Sometimes it's just, I think, stomach irritation, then bowel irritation, just other,
Yeah,
many other forms of allergy, and skin, topical, oral,
yeah,
like a lot of things that can happen.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Like diaper rash
That's true.
also, any form of natural
Yeah.
skin rash or
Yeah.
something. So just
Yeah.
you have to be very aware of what you're
Hmm.
eating and see
Right.
its effect on the child. And if you see anything not normal, then you must stop it.
Must stop. That's right. That's right. And my favorite question, alcohol and breastfeeding. What do you do? Hmm.
So yeah,
What do you give up? Which one do you give up?
no, you don't have to give up either. So
Okay.
you can like 2 glasses of wine is said to be safe,
Hmm.
But what one needs to remember is that avoid for the first 3 months at least, because that's when the child's
Okay.
gut is very, very immature. Things get better as the child grows, because then they are
Okay.
more immune and they can take more things. The second
Okay.
thing is pumping does not help. So many mothers, they have a glass of wine and
Ah.
alcohol, and then they pump the milk and dump it, thinking that it will not go in the milk. So pumping does
Okay.
not help. It's the
Okay.
timing.
Okay. Okay. So
So
what's the
with
good safe timing?
so with each glass of wine, if you have, which is your 60 ml, you have to give a time gap of at least 2 to 2.5 hours per glass
Okay. Okay.
before you
Per
feed
glass.
the
Okay.
glass. Yeah,
Very
because
feed. Okay.
that's the time that your body needs to eliminate the alcohol from your body, and only
Okay.
then it is safe to feed your child. So that's the
Okay.
minimum
That's
time that
that's
you need to give. Yeah.
okay. That's really important, yeah. That's I didn't know that. But okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so we have a question from Prachi Agarwal. We'll take it. What to do to increase milk supply? I think we have at least 100 questions on that one. So we'll just take it now only. Yeah.
Yeah. So every mother has to remember that milk supply, whatever you eat or you don't eat, or whatever medication you take, if there is not enough removal of milk, you will not see a boost in your supply, because the science behind this is demand and supply. So the more you remove milk, the body will make enough milk. So for if you really need to boost the supply, you need to start removing by either feeding your child
Okay.
frequently or pumping. So that's the only
Pumping.
effective way to boost the supply,
Okay.
because
In
a lot
terms
of
of, mhm.
yes.
Sorry, no, no.
No, please go ahead.
So in terms of food, what can be to increase the supply? Hmm.
Yeah, so I was just coming to that I'll tell the foods, but just remember that just eating the right food or eating these food will not help in boosting. So whatever
Okay.
you're eating or whatever medication your doctor has done, that has to be complemented with removal of milk. Just eating
Okay.
the right food will not take you much far. And
Okay.
now
Okay.
coming to the food, in our own Indian kitchen, like you have soft, fennel,
Hmm.
cumin,
Yeah.
which is jeera,
Yeah.
methi
Yeah.
dana,
Yeah.
salt, gond,
Okay.
which are generally used in your
Yeah.
initial, whatever
Yeah.
food is given to
Yeah.
the newly delivered mothers. So
Yeah.
these are very, very important galactagogues,
Okay. Okay.
which
Very
is
nice.
milk boosting
Okay.
food, and which is very
Okay.
easily available in your kitchen. So
Okay.
having these in your meal itself should help you.
Okay. So another question we have is how do we get to know what how much milk is sufficient for the child?
So you have to breastfeed on demand. You will never know the amount, because when you're directly breastfeeding, just make sure your child is pooping and peeing fine. So if the baby is at least peeing 6 to 7 times a day and is
Yeah.
demanding the feed on his or her own, that itself
Okay.
shows that the baby is getting enough.
Okay. Okay. That's a good simple check and a very healthy way to figure out if someone is eating enough. Okay. So another very, very high demand question has been how to lose weight after delivery, and that's what actually we centered this whole thing about
Yeah.
eating and centering around food diet and weight loss. So okay, that's the question
Yes.
there.
So, firstly, every mother has to remember that it's a natural process that we put on weight during pregnancy because that fat store is what is used to make milk. So, when we were talking about the right diet, it's not the food that we are eating, which is
Yeah.
getting converted into milk. It's the fat
Hmm.
store which are getting burned to
Okay.
make milk. So
Okay.
those are good fat. And if you suddenly get worried when you're putting on weight during pregnancy, it will do more harm because the body needs to put on
Yeah.
more weight to carry that little extra baby, like little extra weight, or the baby you are holding.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
the natural way. And if you're breastfeeding your child post 6 months, you naturally
Hmm.
start to lose weight. And I'll tell
Yeah.
you how.
Hmm.
Because your breast milk or breastfeeding in totality requires 650 calories per day,
Hmm. Okay.
which you burn when you're breastfeeding,
Okay. Okay.
right? So the
Okay.
rule is that you generally need about 2500, 2000 to 2500 calories a day.
Okay.
So if you are eating in a balanced way, that suppose in the beginning you're only eating extra 500 calories to make
Okay.
milk, then that
Okay.
150 calories used up by burning your fat.
Okay. Okay. This is
Over a
just
period,
again a balance. It's just a calorie
just a balance.
deficit or just a
Yes,
balance.
yes.
Okay.
So these are numbers, but just simplifying the whole process. Just eat right. If you're hungry, you can eat a small snack, but do not like try to make that snack healthy because you need a very
Healthy.
small snack. Like
Hmm.
500
Hmm.
calories is like an
Hmm.
avocado salad or just a bowl of
Hmm.
nuts. So
Right.
that's
Right.
all you
Right.
need extra in the whole day.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if you're
Okay.
eating right and if you're
Right.
feeding your child for more
Hmm.
than 6 months, you will
Hmm.
naturally see that you're losing weight. You don't have to do anything out of your way.
Got it. Got it. Got it. It's just a calorie deficit or the balance and maintenance of that. Very nice.
Yes.
That's very important. I think many dietitians or I'm sorry, I don't remember who they're like. The minute you leave the hospital, you talk to somebody for your diet, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And they're focused. They're focused on just giving you good food. That only gives you good food milk supply. I don't
yeah,
think they have ever explained to any person, at least I don't think so, at least in my time, that was 6 years ago, that your calorie counting is just this much extra for the kind of
yeah,
milk that you want to produce, or it's an easy way to tell a mom how to keep control of her calories. It's very easy counting then. That's great
yeah,
information, Arushi, honestly. Yeah, that's great. That's great if they can put that out there for themselves because that's the control someone needs, right? Just to know. That's
yeah.
great. Okay. And I have another question. Maida, that's interesting, needs to be avoided during pregnancy. Is that right? During
So
pregnancy or nursing? I'm not sure what the, yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
not so maida or any of these food is difficult for the body to digest.
Mhm.
So if during pregnancy you're not as mobile or you're not doing any kind of much of
Okay.
movement as if advised by a doctor, then of course you must avoid these foods because then it slows down the metabolism of your body,
Okay.
and the same applies after pregnancy also.
Okay.
Because once you deliver again, you're not moving like too much, or you are
Yeah.
restricted with your child and you
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
stamina. So these food, like especially this white flour, is very difficult to digest for the body, and it doesn't have much of good nutrients. So it
Okay.
is. So it's not like that. It's a complete no, but it is always
Mm-hmm.
advised to cut down on it, like the cut down on
Mm-hmm.
the intake of it and find better
Right.
substitutes. So
Okay.
that is what's very very important.
And what is a good substitute in that case?
Like wheat, and you have so many grains right now.
Okay.
You can try
And
bajra.
multigrains, bajra, yeah,
Yes.
bran, oats, yeah.
Bran, oats.
Okay.
Oats is a very good galactagogue again, oatmeal,
Okay.
It
Okay.
so if you like oats, then a good oatmeal breakfast should really take you a long way. So
Okay. Very nice.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, quinoa and I think those favorite seeds nowadays doing the rounds.
Yeah. Now even
Okay.
flaxseed and all, I mean not the
Oh,
flour method, but flaxseed again is very, very good.
yeah.
Especially
Very.
for a vegetarian diet because we don't have much of omega-3 in our
Okay.
diet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
flaxseed is a very good source of that. So one
Okay.
can include that in the
Okay.
diet.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just have to go to the next question. So someone is saying my baby is breastfeeding for 2, 3 hours also, but he cries when unlatched. Once I give him FM, he is calm. I want to wean off FM slowly. How can I do so? I'm 36 days postpartum, and he was formula fed for first 7 days, and now he's latched on but doesn't leave apparently. So that, yeah.
I think it's mostly the latching issue because the latch is shallow. That's why the child is at the breast for 2-3 hours. Because if that
Mm,
long a child is latched on, that's not
yeah.
right. So
Mm,
she must get her latch checked by some professional,
mm,
and must see that the child is effectively removing milk. And if she is
yeah.
not going to make that correction, there is no way the supply will be boosted, and we can't
Mm,
leave the child hungry. So the dependency on
mm,
formula will only keep increasing. So
got it.
first and foremost, she needs to get her latch corrected, and
Mm,
then slowly and steadily, as a milk boost, is when the dependency of top feed will go down, and she can wean her baby off it.
okay. Okay. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So is it a myth or is it what? Like, I mean, if you do start your baby off with formula, it's difficult to get them to come back to mother's milk. Is that
Yeah. So the
true?
thing is that latching is an innate behavior. Means the child learns and he comes when he.
Hmm.
But because of these interventions, and if the child is not allowed to latch at the breast, they forget it.
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
again like, but it can
Okay.
be they can be taught
It
how to.
just learn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they learn and unlearn very, very fast. But yes, of course.
Well.
So if it happens immediately, it's much easier for the baby and the child to adapt.
Okay.
But if there is a delay, then it can become difficult, but it is possible.
Okay. It's just about practice and keeping at it,
Yeah.
basically. Okay. Okay. There's a Yeshu who's asking how long should a baby sleeps in a day? 15 hours of sleep is normal. Is it normal? At one
So
stretch, I think that'll be too much, but I'm just,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
15 hours. Children can't sleep at
Mm,
that one stretch for
yeah,
so long, but it varies from child to child. There is no minimum and maximum. But yes,
okay.
a child generally sleep from 12 to 18 hours. A newborn,
Okay, 12 to
in a day.
newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, newborn. Okay. I have another one. Does skin also undergo changes post-delivery? As my skin got acne during pregnancy.
Yes, so that's a pregnancy
Oh,
symptom, and
hmm.
generally it goes when you deliver. So these are pregnancy related symptoms because there's a high influx of various kind of hormones in your body, because of which you can see some changes, but it should go as soon as you deliver.
Okay. So it is a pregnancy symptom, and I
Yeah.
mean a reaction to pregnancy hormones, and then it should settle typically after.
Yes, after delivery.
Okay, after delivery. Um, I have similar questions. I'm just filtering this. Where can we start dieting for weight loss without decreasing BM?
Yeah, breast milk. So basically, as I said, do not diet with the aim of
Hmm.
weight loss,
Hmm.
because if you're losing, say, about more than 2 pounds a week, that will lead to a decrease in your supply. And
Hmm.
also remember, diet requires willpower, and you can only use your willpower with your child or on a
Yeah.
diet. So I tell
Yeah.
all the mothers that do not waste this energy on diet. On the contrary,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
motherhood comes with its own set of challenges, we all know.
Right.
So if you're exhausting your willpower muscle on
Yeah.
diet, by the
Yeah.
time you are with
Yeah.
your child, you will be so
Child.
exhausted and
Exhausted.
irritable, which will not do good
Mm.
to either of you. So
You're
dieting
right.
for
Right.
the
Right.
first 6 months should definitely be avoided. Just be wary
Mm.
of what you're eating and have
Mm.
a balanced diet, and that should be okay. Don't be
Got
too
it.
worried about going to your pre-pregnancy size very fast. I feel you
Yeah.
should enjoy it, because
Yeah.
when I also became like a ball, but I would look at myself and smile that I'm never going to be like this. So
Yeah.
it's it's just interesting to see
Yeah.
yourself in a
Self.
different way. So
Yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
it, and thanks to brands like Mama Couture, now we have all clothes in all sizes. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not even
Seriously.
a problem. You can flaunt it the
Easily.
way you
You
want.
can flaunt it. Yes, absolutely. I think the
Yeah.
idea used to be the discomfort, but yeah, I think we're trying to get that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And so another question is formula milk safe for a 45-day-old? If yes, then how many times can we give it in a day?
See, the whole logic behind formula is that it does
Hmm.
not do any harm, but at the same time, it cannot be substituted by breast milk.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
if you compare the two, there is
Hmm.
absolutely no comparison. So
Hmm.
I always tell, use formula in case of emergency, not convenience. So if there is actually
Okay.
genuine emergency for
Okay.
which you have to give formula, go ahead and do it, but
Okay.
do not make
Okay.
it your convenience.
Okay. Okay. So then, is there, even if you look at the formulas and the boxes that Nestle, for example, or Nan or something that is then they give their own
Yeah,
formulas and their proportions, right? They can just refer to that as well, right?
yeah.
Okay, okay. So my baby is 40 days old, but she is not latching properly. It pains a lot. I think the question is,
Yeah.
that's all
So
they're saying, but what can they do?
all I'm saying is that if any part of breastfeeding is painful, that means there's something not right. That's a signal
Okay,
of your body to tell you that you have to correct something. So it's either the latch or the
okay,
position, or the way the baby is, putting like clamping onto the breast. So you have to get it corrected and see what is going wrong. So again,
okay.
breastfeeding has no kind of discomfort or pain. So if either of those two is
Yeah.
happening, please
Hmm.
check what's not going
What's
right.
going on? Okay. Okay. I have flat and inverted nipples, hence using nipple shield. Hence feed is 2-3 hours also. Should I check ALC?
Yes, you must. You must.
Yes,
2-3
yes,
hours is a
yeah.
lot of time for a child.
Lot of time.
Using a nipple shield is okay, but if
Hmm,
it's
hmm,
definitely it's not being used rightly because it shouldn't take so long for a child to be on the breast.
true. Okay, and then Kajal is asking how often do we need to change the bottle and teats?
So basically, it's the way you're sanitizing it, and that is important. There is no minimum and maximum time, but if you feel that any which way the teats, the nipples, they change as per the baby grows, as the baby
Yeah,
grows. So there are different nipple sizes for a newborn, different for 0 to 3 because the
yeah.
flow changes. So you have to keep
Hmm.
changing every 3 months any which way. And other than
Okay,
that, you have to, take care of the hygiene part. They need to be
okay.
boiled and sterilized in the right way for the right hygiene. So that is very crucial if you're using a bottle.
Very okay, interesting. Okay, I think the sum and substance of all this I think is divided into two parts. The questions we're getting. One is all about the essential safety, security, hygiene, latching, and all of that, and how frequency and all of that, right? I think I have, and I'll just sum them up. I have about 8 to 10 questions more just on weight loss related to pregnancy, and about another 10, 12 questions only on how much, like when can I start exercising and losing weight, and how is food related. So I think that is the two areas I'll just sum up and leave with you. You can take it one by one. One is, maybe you've already addressed it, but if you can summarize: food once and for all, and exercise once and
Yeah.
for all.
So food again, eat for your own health. It's not for milk. It's not directly related. Giving you an example, a beggar always feeds their child. I don't even know. We don't even